So there's a couple new Christmas movies that just came out that are Christian. At least one of them I'm going to put quotations on. One of them I recommend, and one of them I recommend you don't see. The one I recommend is called The Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever. Very well done, great movie, great message, a lot of fun. I don't know how much I can say about it without giving it away. And that's been out for about a month probably, but it's a great movie, loved it. What I don't recommend you seeing is, I don't know if you guys heard about this movie that Netflix just came out with called Mary. It's about the birth of Jesus, and it's not very biblical. I'll say this, just disclosure, I didn't see the movie, but I watched a couple reviews, very good reviews by Melissa Daughtry and Mike Winger, just to kind of sum up a couple things that they said in their reviews. So the movie opens up with, this is the story of Jesus' birth that you didn't know, like the untold story, or something to that effect. And it's just like, that's already, like, really bad. Like, immediately just opening up with just, like, a lie. Well, if it's a story we don't know, then it's not true. Because we already know what's in the Bible, you know? Like, I don't know. It's just weird. Another big concern is that it's from producer Joel Osteen.
You may not believe me, but I was chosen for this. I'm gonna bring this child into the world of love.
If you don't know why that's a problem, well, he's not great. This movie is barely the story told in the Bible. Like, most of it's just made up for the movie, and it kind of makes you think maybe Joel Osteen doesn't know the Bible. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I don't recommend seeing that movie. So much of it is just made up for the movie, and a lot of it is, like, I think changes things different from what actually happens in the Bible, what happened in real life, you know? So, like, that's just very deceptive and dangerous and not good, not good. But I want to talk a little bit more about The Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever, because it was a really fun movie. So, it's about this town who has been putting on this same Christmas pageant for decades now, and this time things go a little differently, and they ended up getting a group of this family of children that they're, like, really bad, they're big troublemakers, and they end up going to church just because, you know, a kid said something to them about it, and they want to be a part of this pageant, and so they kind of, like, are, like, ruining things, and it's taking it over, and it's just this whole thing. But you know, I just want to say, if you haven't seen it and you don't want any spoilers, maybe don't watch anymore, but thanks for checking this out. So, spoilers, the family, those children, they end up wanting to know more about God, and they, you know, the more about the story of Jesus' birth. So they're, like, go to the library, and they're, like, checking over all these books, like, wanting to learn more about him. And, you know, by the end, like, the main girl that's, like such a bully, by the end she, like, has such a beautiful transformation where she's, like, so much better by the end, and she is so much kinder. And, like, just if you've seen it, like, that scene where she, you know, you're not sure if she's gonna come back to the pageant at the end because she's not there, which I assume, of course, like, she would come back because it's a movie. So and I think this was actually based on a true story, based on the credits showing what they were up to nowadays, you know. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, just that scene where, you know, they're not sure if she's coming back, they don't think she is. So then you see that little girl, the bully girl, and her brother playing Joseph and Mary walking out during the actual play at the end, and it's just, like, such a beautiful moment, and it just kind of, you almost want to, you know, start crying a little bit, you know, get a little teary-eyed, because it's just such a like the message of the movie, it's like the so many people in the church were like, kick those children out, they are awful people, we do not want them ruining our pageant. They cared more about their pageant than helping these children because they were such awful children. And it's like the main the woman running it, the mom, she got it. She was like, no, they're I'm gonna let them stay. I'm gonna let them be a part of the pageant, and like that's like the gospel, right? Like that's like, let the sick into the church. Don't kick them out. You know, the church isn't a place for those who have Jesus. I mean, it is, but it's also a hospital for the broken. Like that's the main thing. Like it's they need it more than we need it. If that makes sense. Like we all need Jesus. We all need to be together with other believers. Don't forsake the assembling of believers. Right. That's what the Bible says. And yeah, it's just such a great movie, and there's like so much other stuff like that happens in the movie too, but like that's like uh the main part of it. So yeah, I think that's a great movie to check out. And yeah, thanks. God bless. Peace.